So you're looking to get a good deal on a capable compact crossover and you're eyeing the Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross, but you do a lot of highway driving and you'd like to know what sort of fuel economy you can expect. This video is for you. Hey everybody, it's Charlie from Daily Motor, and today we've got the real-world highway fuel economy test of the 2022 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross all-wheel drive. We're going to head out on the highway and do 50 miles out and 50 miles back, averaging 70 miles per hour to get you a realistic highway fuel economy number for this SUV. Before we get started, let's hop out and take a quick look at it. Refreshed here in 2022, compact, but still very heavily styled, all-wheel drive, and rocking a 1.5 liter inline four paired up to a CVT. So, lots of interesting stuff going on with this car, but at the end of the day, it does have all-wheel drive, it does have a decent amount of space, and it does have a lot of the things people want and need, including a 10-year warranty. So if you want to see more on the Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross, check the links in the description. We've got a DM test drive and a separate review of the Mitsubishi Power Sound System. So why do we do this test? Well, the EPA's Highway Fuel Economy Test, which gives this Eclipse Cross 26 miles per gallon in this trim, that test only averages 48 miles per hour. We know there are plenty of people who travel on the highway at long distances, going much higher than 48 miles per hour, and they want to know what sort of numbers you can realistically expect in the real world. So in order to do that, we're going to head on over to the pump here, fill up, go out and do 100 miles, come back, fill up at the same gas pump using the same 3-click fueling method, and get a result. A few things to note for today. Outside temperature is 73 degrees Fahrenheit. Tire pressures have been set to their door placard 36 psi cold, and we're running the climate control at 73 degrees auto. And yes, this is going to use the air conditioner, but that's how people travel in the real world, and without it, we would roast. So let's hop out here and get it filled up. I actually do not know how to open the gas cap on this thing. Let's see, there's no button here. There's 4 blank switches there. None of those. Not down in here. Oh, there it is. Look at that. It's barely even labeled. They could at least paint that white or something. Gosh. I mean, I guess once you know where it is once, that's fine, but come on. 0.998 gallons going in for our first fill. Before we actually start the engine, we're going to reset our trip computer. GPS is reset, and we're ready to begin. There are a few drive modes in the Eclipse Cross, but they're all-wheel drive related. So you got normal, snow, and gravel. We're going to keep this in normal. There is actually an eco button up here though, so we're going to press that and go into eco mode. We're going to take it nice and easy, about half a mile over to the highway, pick up the test from there. The goal of this test isn't to hypermile. We're not trying to get the best fuel economy possible, but rather get a realistic number for if you're just cruising on the highway. In order to do that, we're going to get up to speed at a reasonable pace and set our cruise control at a GPS indicated 73 miles per hour. That should allow us to average 70 over the whole test. Getting up to speed, got to really lean into it here in eco mode, especially going up this hill. No digital speedometer, so that's a little unfortunate, but we do have our digital speedo over there. You can turn cruise on. Looks like 73 on the car's speedometer is just about 73 on the GPS as well. No oh wait, we do have adaptive cruise. Neat. So we do have adaptive cruise, but no active lane keeping feature. We're gonna have to drive the car ourselves, I know. What a concept. Decent amount of wind noise right now. We'll see how that is going back. Maybe we're going into a bit of a headwind. And a little bit of engine noise also, trying to get up this incline. Well, we're going to continue on with the rest of the test and catch up with you at the end. Give this Mitsubishi Power Sound System a review. In the meantime, enjoy this time lapse of the entire trip. Coming into the end of the highway fuel economy test here in the Eclipse Cross, I've got to say this thing is doing better than I expected. We're looking at 29.8 miles per gallon according to the vehicle's trip computer. That's a whole 4 miles per gallon better than its EPA estimate. Other than that, it's an okay highway cruiser. The seat is not exactly uncomfortable, but not particularly comfortable. I've actually turned the adaptive cruise control off because it was way too conservative. Even as it was coming up on a car that was still a good distance away, it was slowing down, so turned that off. Also, there was an accident on our standard route, so we had to make a last-minute audible and go on one of our older test routes that's still a bit under construction. And we did end up averaging 70 miles per hour, but that required me bumping the speed up a little bit. And we did have a lot of drafting, so I do think that's a bit contributory to the higher number as well. But this thing still doing better than I expected. So let's get on back to the pump and see what sort of numbers we get. Oh, another thing I wanted to mention, it's remarkably warm in here. I've got the climate control set to 73 degrees auto, but considering we set every vehicle to 73 degrees auto, not every automatic climate control is made equal, and this one is running us a bit toasty. Rolling in at 30 MPG on the dash. Let's get out, fill it up. 3.982 gallons going in for our final fill. 102.4 divided by 3.982 is giving us a much more in line with EPA, 25.7. So that rounds up to 26, exactly what was expected, even though the car's trip computer said 30. So I don't know if we got a little bit of weirdness in the fill there, but I think 26 is definitely a reasonable number. 26 miles per gallon times the 15.8 gallon fuel tank in here is giving you an effective highway cruising range of 410 miles at 70 miles per hour here in the all-wheel drive Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross. So for this size of vehicle, you definitely could do better. You'd think for just a 1.5 liter engine and a CVT, we'd be seeing some better numbers here, but that's what you get. So thank you all so much for watching. If you want to see more on the Eclipse Cross, check the links in the description, and we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.